Hi everybody, thanks for joining me. I am super excited about this video because it's really a video that's kind of a week-long project here slash challenge, and we're calling it the Singles Cruise. And the idea here is to get more use out of these crazy eyeshadow singles that are sitting around and you're always tempted to grab for a palette and different things like that. And what about the singles? And this is going to be a collaboration type thing with my buddy Kristen Game. She's going to be challenged to do this too. Our friend David actually challenged us both to try this. He's kind of our idea person, you know, he's come up with a lot of great ideas on my channel over the years. And I think he knew we've got a lot of these eyeshadow singles floating around in our collections, so it's time we went ahead and used them. And maybe when this is all said and done, you all will be inspired to use some of your neglected eyeshadow singles as well. So here's the way it works. These are the rules. You're going to sort out all of your shadow singles, no duos, no trios, just single shades, into 4 separate bags. One is going to be light shadows, one is going to be medium mid-tone shadows, one is going to be dark shadows, and then pop. So your pop of color, really bright shades go in their own bag. And so I noticed as I went through that process, I had all kinds of brands. I even had some shadows in there that I don't particularly love. There are some not so favorites, but you know, they're part of the collection, so they're in there. And each day for 5 days, gonna grab one shadow from each bag, and that's gonna be the basis for the look. Now, according to David's rules, you can add in like any liners you want, any cream shadow bases or something like that. But as far as eyeshadows, these are going to be the ones that you'll be working with. And if you've really sorted out your shadows properly, you should have enough of a range to make this happen. We'll see if I say that at the end of the week. But yeah, that's how this goes. I'm super glad that Kristen is going along with this too, so I've kind of got a partner in crime here, and you can check out her channel. I'll link to it below. And if you want to find David online and take a look at some of his work, he is on Instagram at makeup_whisperer. All right, so Monday, day 1, gonna draw out my shadows for you so you can see that process go down. I think there was some concern from David about Kristen and I knowing the feel of certain shadows that we have, so I'm really just going to stick my hand in and pull the first thing that I grab. I'm not gonna be like rummaging and feeling around because I will be able to know what certain things feel like. So this is my bag of light shadows. I'm just gonna reach in and grab. I got one. This is from L'Oreal, and it's one of those new Color Riche singles, and the shade is 202 Sunset. My bag of medium shades is rather robust. I'm gonna reach in here and grab one without hopefully spilling too much. Oh, this is a perfect medium shade. This is from Milani. It's 04 in Bella Cafe. And this is my bag of dark shadows. So I'm gonna reach in there, grab the first thing I get my hands on. Oh, it's an Ioni single. This is a brand available at Fred's Super Dollar, y'all. And this shade is called Rodeo. It's a really rich dark brown with kind of a satiny finish. The interesting thing is that in all my light, medium, and dark bags, I do have some colors in there. You know, they're not maybe things I would classify as a pop because those go in my bag of pop shades, but so far everything has been very, very neutral. So here's my pop of color. Reach in there, grab one out. Ooh, okay, we got a turquoise vibe going today. This is from Essence, and the shade is called Jewel Up the Ocean, and this is a really shiny, metallic, light turquoise. So for the day 1 look, I first took the Milani Bella Cafe shade, so this is my light neutral crease color, and I just blended that in my crease, just getting warmed up here with my Sigma E25 brush. And then I decided I really wanted to go with this dark smoky vibe on the upper lid, so I took the Ioni Rodeo dark brown color, a little bit of satin finish, although it performs very matte on my eyes, and I patted that all over the lids, wedged it up into the crease a little bit, and then I've got this shade, this L'Oreal single. It's one of their newer singles in the shade called Sunset, and I gotta admit, this is kind of the throwaway shade of the look. Like, it didn't offer very much, and so I thought I would just lightly put this under the brow. It barely shows up, and then I used a small brush trying to sort of target that around my inner corner, and yeah, yeah, not much impact from that shade. Wouldn't really recommend it. And then on my waterline, I pulled in my Smashbox Always Sharp Liner in Midnight. So a nice true blue there. Then I chose to top that off with the Essence kind of light turquoise shimmery shadow. And don't be like, oh no, that's where she's gonna put the pop every day. I happen to really like teal and turquoise on the lower lash line paired with brown eyes. I think it really helps the eye color pop a lot. And then just kind of a finishing touch to the look, I did choose to shape my outer V a bit more with that Rodeo dark brown color. And I finished it off with some black liquid liner, my Jordana color Envy, across the upper lash line. And I did CoverGirl Supersizer on the upper lashes, CoverGirl Clump Crusher on the lower lashes, and the falsies are Ardell Wispies. And this is the way it's going to kind of go every day this week. I had my foundation and powder and a little bronzer on before I did the eyes, and then I definitely wanted to gauge what the eye look would be before I chose my blush and my lip color. So once I got this all put together, I decided for my blush to be this Too Faced Love Flush blush in Love Hangover. So it's got a little bit of a corally peachy pop there. And then on the lips, I went overall kind of neutral nude. I used my Milani Nude Cream, one of my favorite nude lipsticks that has a little bit of a pinky twist. And then I mixed in on the outsides my e.l.f. matte lip color in the shade Praline. And this, I'd reach for this a lot as kind of a nude lip mixer type color. So yeah, that is the day one look. I would say I was pleased with every shadow I used except the L'Oreal one. That one's kind of a dud. I have tried a few others from this line that were good, but it seems pretty hit and miss. Overall, if you're going for L'Oreal shadows, go for the Infallible singles. Good morning and welcome to day two. So I'm going to draw out my shades that I will be working with today. Hold it up where I can't see. First thing I pulled out, oh, it's a very frosty shade. I put some silvers in my light bag, and yeah, that's what I got. I got 10 from NYX. My medium shade will be, first thing I touch, oh my, it's another really shiny shade, but not quite as light. Good Lord. This is Laura Geller Baked Brulee eyeshadow in Orange Blossom, and it's a very yellowy, kind of sparkly golden color. We're going metallic today. Good news is I know whatever I pull from the dark bag is going to be nice and dark, but watch, I'll randomly pull out like a copper. Ooh, cool. And I'm actually wearing a navy shirt today. This is the LORAC eyeshadow single in Sapphire. Barely been used, but a very nice rich navy shade. Remember when LORAC came out with like a set of, it might have been like a dozen singles. That's what that one's from. Last bag is my pop of color, and today it will be, oh, another one of these Milani ones. It's the Bella Rouge shade in the Milani Bella Eyes singles line. That's what it looks like. Here is how I achieved this look. I used my Milani eyeshadow primer, as I did the previous day, first all over the lids. Then I took the Laura Geller Orange Blossom and I just patted that all over the lids. I decided that was going to be my lid pop today. And then I just took one tap into my LORAC Sapphire and dabbed that on my outer corner. It was more than enough shadow for that area. And I dabbed it on there, kind of overlapped a little bit of the gold. It actually looked a teeny bit greenish at times, and also built that up into the crease as well. Then I used an E21 smudge brush just to get a little bit of that navy on the lower lash line. Then I pulled in my pop, which where isn't there a pop with this look so far, but the Bella Rouge shade from Milani. I use that with my Wispy White E36 brush from Sigma just on the border of the look to provide a little bit of a transition out of that dark navy. And then I used that really shiny silver color just sort of as a pop around the tear duct, and also very, very lightly up under the brow. And to finish the look, I used a nude liner on the lower inner rim, black liquid liner across the upper lash line with as many colors as were happening on this eye look. I just wanted that nice dark black line. For blush, I'm wearing this Makeup Revolution Baked Blush in Make Love Instead. And then on the lips, I'm wearing a ColourPop Lippie Stix in Baywatch. So that's that for my day two look. All right, everybody, here we are on day three. It is Wednesday. Just gonna reach into my light bag first. Okay, I pulled out a L'Oreal Infallible single in the shade Blinged and Brilliant. So a nice kind of light shimmery shade. It's not crazy light, but it's definitely reflective. I'm just reaching and grabbing the first thing. My medium shade is this NYX Glam shadow, and it's in the shade Amber Fire. So this is very shimmery, and it's not really a far cry from the last one, but a little more golden. Next up, we're going to grab a dark shade, and today it is, oh, it's another L'Oreal Infallible single. This is the one in Golden Emerald. So a really rich olive color, and this one also does have some shimmer. I'm really hoping we pull something matte. Pop of color, reach in, and we have, oh my gosh, an even more brilliant green color. This is from Kat Von D. This is the shade called Iggy. I actually had this in my Shop My Stash drawer, and I hadn't used it yet, so I'm gonna be using it today, and it is close to my last one, but a little bit more bright. Since every shadow I pulled was shimmery, I decided to take the opportunity to use a cream base. I used my Maybelline Color Tattoo in Creamy Beige, and with my little Real Techniques shading brush, I just went all over the lid and into the crease. And then I thought to add a little something to the crease, I had a hunch that this NYX Glam shadow in Amber Fire might actually deepen up a little bit when it's not hitting the light, so I used that in my crease, and it did kind of work that way. It's a little sparkly, and I promise we'll get to the greens, but we're just laying some groundwork here. I used the Blinged and Brilliant Infallible single, and I got that all up under my brow as a highlight, and then I also used that with a small detail brush just right around the inner corner to brighten that up. Doing some green upper liner. So for kind of a liner base, I pulled my ColourPop pencil in Teaspoon, and I went all the way across my upper lash line, both sides, went for sort of a thick line, and I also did wing it out at the outsides, because I just, while I knew this Kat Von D shadow in Iggy was intense, I still wanted it to have a little something extra to stick to. So I used an angled brush, and I just dabbed right over the top of where I put the green pencil, and I just love the intensity of that look. Then I took a black liner, and this is my plan all along, to have kind of a thin black line still defining my eyes. So I used the Jordana color Envy. On my lower lash line, I used my Maybelline Master Precise Skinny, just any black liner that you like to wear in the waterline, and kind of smudged it a little bit on the outside as well. And then I took my deeper, more olivey green with the L'Oreal Infallible single in Golden Emerald, and I just smudged that all across the lower lash line. So I was still getting a kind of a smoky definition there, but it wasn't as bright as the top liner. And to finish the look, I used my CoverGirl Supersizer mascara on the upper lashes and my Clump Crusher Water Resistant on the lower lashes. I did not do false lashes because I didn't want it to be too thick on that upper lash line. I wanted you to still be able to see what was happening there with the liner. So this wasn't like my gut instinct look when I thought, oh, I've got these greens. I just thought it was going to be a whole like super green look. But then I thought, no, let's try something different than what you might normally think to do. And so I do think the liner is fun, and that is a fun way to integrate a color while still keeping it kind of wearable. And as far as the rest of my look, both today and yesterday, for my foundation, I was wearing the Almay Age Essentials makeup. This is a new product that you may have seen in a haul video. Blush today is the Milani Rose Blush in the shade Coral Cove, and then on my lips, I've got this NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Maple Blondie. So just kind of trying to keep it light and easy on the rest of the face, since if you really get a close look at the eyes, there is some nice green intensity there. So yay, this was a fun look, although I did pull out all shimmer. It was kind of a fun obstacle to try to work with, so I will see you tomorrow. Happy Thursday, although nobody's watching this on a Thursday. I'm joined by my friends, the makeup bags here, and I'm just gonna pull out the shadows that I will be using today. And yes, the shadows that I've previously picked have not been going back into the bags. This is a LORAC single in the shade called Serenity. A little bit of a beigey, peachy undertone to it, but very shimmery. If I did curls with this medium bag, I would actually gain some muscle, I think. I'm gonna draw out my medium shade, and it is, okay, we've got a grayish color. It's Bella Gray from this Milani line. Yes, I had a lot of these. Dark color of the day will be, gosh, another one of these NYX Glam shadows, but it's in the shade Sable. So it is dark. It's like a very dark brown, but it does have some sparkle. One of those kind of hard to categorize shades because of how shiny it still is, but it's dark. Pop of color today will be, ooh, yay! I was kind of hoping I would get a purple look today. This is the L'Oreal Infallible single in Burst Into Bloom. I think this was limited edition, and I used the heck out of this while this was available and hadn't used it much since, but it's a gorgeous, like, radiant orchid type color. Step one for today's look, I used my Milani eyeshadow primer all over the lids, and then I used the L'Oreal Infallible single in Burst Into Bloom, and I just went full on all over the lids with my little Sonia Kashuk small shadow brush, and I used my Sigma E25 to get that all up in the crease. I sheared it up just above the crease. I really went big with this shade because I know from experience it's a great one shadow look, so I just spread that all over that entire area. Then I used my LORAC shadow in Serenity, and I was hoping a little bit of the deeper side of this shade would come out using my E36 brush. I just applied this kind of like a transition on the border of the purpley shade just to kind of warm it up a little bit, add a little different twist. I don't know that it shows that much, but it's a subtle effect. Then I used this L'Oreal Silkissime liner in black on the lower inner rim, and I smudged that below the eye as well. A little bit of this liner will smudge a long way. It's a really soft, nice liner. And then I used a different liner on the actual lower lash line. I used ColourPop's Frill, which is kind of a grayish silver with a teeny bit of a lilac twist to it. And I topped that off with the Milani powder shadow, the Bella Eyes in Bella Gray. So it almost feels like I color blocked this look a little bit because I really kept purple on top, the gray on the bottom. Then I went ahead and lined across the upper lash line with that pencil liner, and I used the NYX Glam shadow in Sable just to sort of clean up that wing, make it a little more precise, help it blend down into the gray a bit more. To finish the look, I used Almay One Coat Multi-Benefit Mascara on the upper lashes. I used CoverGirl Clump Crusher on the lower lashes, and then I applied Salon Perfect lashes, that style that's very symmetrical and wispy that I've been wearing a lot lately. Put those on, and I just loved how those framed this look that was very, you know, purple all over. I just really enjoyed that effect. And then if anyone's curious, my foundation today, I am trying a different foundation, and I feel like, at least in my little camera monitor here, I can see the glow when I turn my head. It's the Infallible Pro Glow from L'Oreal. Lots of questions about that. My blush today is my CoverGirl Soft Mink Classic Color Blush. That's kind of a neutral blush, but it has a little bit of a glow. And then throwback to an all-time favorite lip product, my Sonia Kashuk Shine Luxe Sheer Pink Luxe shade here. It's kind of a peachy nude. It has tons of shine. It looks like lipstick and lip gloss mixed together. Thanks for watching this look, and I'll join you for my last look tomorrow. Hey guys, it's Friday. The singles cruise is coming into dock, and I'm just gonna grab out, ooh, it's a Sally Girl single in the shade called Snow. I don't think they're selling the Sally Girl singles anymore, but these were some surprisingly good quality products. From the medium bag, the shade of the day is, oh, it's matte. It's from NYX, and it's matte, and it's the color called Skinny Dip. So we've got this nice plummy shade that's, you know, definitely not too light, not too dark. From the dark bag today, it will be, oh yay, one of these L'Oreal singles. I think this one should be better than the one I pulled on the first day. It's one of the Color Riche singles. This is in the shade Quartz. It's a nice rich brown. It is deep, but I think it has kind of a satiny finish. Last but not least, pop of color of the day is, ooh, yay, a Kat Von D single. This is in the shade Paranoid. Yeah, there were definitely some of these in my pop bag, and this is a really fun, like, electric blue. Alrighty, the plan of attack for this look, I used my Milani eyeshadow primer all over the lids. Then I first went into the crease with my Sigma E25 brush and the Skinny Dip shade from NYX. And this is a gorgeous color, actually. It shears out beautifully, and it gave me just the matte depth I was after there in the crease to just kind of get this look going. Then I knew some brightness was coming, so I wanted to go ahead and pop on the white and then do a little overlapping. So I used Snow from Sally Girl, and I put that on the lid first, just patted it around the inner corner, and then used that a little bit just under the brow as well. Next up, I took Kat Von D's Paranoid with my small shadow brush from Sonia Kashuk, just patted that all over the lid, took it right up to the crease. I didn't really pull it up into the crease too much because I wanted some of that plum to show, but I just wanted them to, you know, merge and kind of blend at that point. Rather than muddy that up in the crease or the outer corner too much with a dark shade, I decided I just wanted the blue pop, and I would use my L'Oreal Color Riche shadow in quartz on the lower lash line, just for a little smudgy, smoky brown liner there. I used my E21 smudge brush on the lower lash line. To finish off my look, I used a nude liner in the lower inner rim. I used Honeydew from ColourPop right in there to brighten it up. And then I went across my upper lash line with black liquid, my Jordana Color Envy liner. I've been winging out my liner a lot lately, so I decided not to do that today. I used CoverGirl Supersizer mascara on top, CoverGirl Clump Crusher water resistant on the bottom, and then I popped on these lashes that I love, the Salon Perfect 615s, and really this is all about doing the peekaboo eye effect. If that's a way of integrating color that you like, this is basically how to do it, because you've got your brightest shade confined to the lid, and then I think lashes complement that kind of a look really well, because you know the look shows so much more when you're looking down or you close your eyes, but when it's open things look a lot more subtle because you've got this nice little haze of falsies coming up there and sort of covering up the lid space a bit more. Elsewhere on my face I went with sort of a cool pink look. I used my CoverGirl Katy Perry Katy Cat Matte in Kitty Purry, and that's all over my lips. And then on the cheeks, a shade that coordinates with that color beautifully is my City Color Matte Blush in Blackberry. So I've got that right in here, and then I did want some glow on top of that. So I used my L'Oreal True Match Lumi Highlight in Rose, and that's where my glow on the cheekbones is coming from. So the challenge is complete. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you'll head over to Kristen's channel and see how she did on her different looks for the week. This was a really fun idea, so thank you to David for inspiring us, and I hope this concept inspired some of you as well, just to get use out of the things maybe you haven't been pulling for lately in your makeup collection, because that's really the point, you know, you're kind of on the spot to create these looks sort of quickly, so you're not able to just pour over what is the absolute best way to put these together. It doesn't have to be perfect, but you're getting reminded of certain good products in your collection. You're just making use of something besides a palette for once. In my case, you know, I reach for palettes a lot, so I just thought I'd do a little wrap up on a couple of the disappointing things that I used throughout the week. I thought these L'Oreal Color Riche singles, I love my L'Oreal Infallible singles. That's this packaging style, and I just don't really think these measure up so well. They're a much more sheer intensity. I feel like you have to work harder to build them up. These are just fantastic. Granted, they are going to be more expensive than these, but they're much better quality. I also wasn't loving these NYX Glam shadows. They look pretty just to glance at them. They're so sparkly, but that doesn't really translate on the eyes too much, and I just thought the intensity wasn't really there with those shadows. However, the NYX Prismatic shadows, which I think are the ones more readily available where you would shop for NYX products, those are great, and I think a big improvement for their line. However, the nude matte shadows as well, this one that I used today, love that one. If you're looking for particular colors with a lot of intensity, the Kat Von D shadows, I have more than just the couple I used this week, and they are so darn intense. You get a lot of product. I don't think you would ever really use one up unless you were really going for that color every single day, but insanely pigmented, and fortunately didn't notice a bunch of fallout with those, so that's a really good sign. And I often reached for these Milani Bella Eyes singles, not by choice, you know, I was just reaching in my bag for them, and several of these were pretty good as well. I like this Bella Gray. Certain ones seem to require a little more building up if you really want to show off that color on your eyes, but overall they're pretty good. So thank you so much to everyone who took the time to watch. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.